And we are back once again with Sam Porter Bridges. And what are we doing? Well, we've made our way to the first station in the Mountain Knot City area, and probably will be slowly building out the rest of this area. Let's check on interviews before we proceed. The History of the Odradek by Hartman. Does the name Sigmund Freud mean anything to you? He was a famous psychologist, the most famous of them all, perhaps, but I digress. Freud formulated one of his most famous theories after observing his grandson playing with a spool of thread. The boy would throw the spool under the bed, thus ensuring that he could not see it anymore. He would then wind the thread in his hand, gradually drawing the spool back towards him until it became visible again. He repeated this process several times. It was apparently a game he played whenever his mother was elsewhere. Freud proposed that the process of concealing and rediscovering the spool was a coping mechanism, a way in which the boy could put his mind at ease. You see, the boy was in control of the spool. He could make it disappear and reappear at will. This helped him to comprehend his mother's absence not as something sudden or irrational, but as something controlled, and therefore not a cause for concern. A novelist named Franz Kafka later coined a term for this spool of thread: Odradek. However, he conceived it as an object capable of speech and autonomous movement, a mysterious being neither dead nor alive. The Odradeks we use are perhaps not so different. These interfaces through which we experience our BB's perception of their surroundings are not unlike spools of thread, a connection between our world and the other side, the living and the dead, human and BB. And next we have BTs come in all shapes and sizes. Although eyewitness testimony has led us to identify several types of BTs, perhaps most interesting of all are the entities which may not be BTs at all. The subjects in question bear some resemblance to jellyfish, and are visible even to those without dooms. While we have little information concerning their physiology and behavior, upon detecting the presence of a human, they will attack by rapidly approaching their target before exploding. Disturbing, to say the least, especially given that they appear to be impervious to small arms fire. Though perhaps we can take comfort in the fact that they do not seem capable of causing voidouts. Our best guess at this moment is that these are a subspecies of BT, one that does not form as a result of a human death. Beyond that, they are a complete mystery. Perhaps when the repatriate, Sam Porter, chooses to join Bridges, we can attempt to develop a means of dealing with this new threat. In the meantime, however, we can but continue to study and speculate. I keep being surprised that they pronounce it as repatriate rather than repatriate, but it's not my game. I just play it. Okay, so another thing we should consider doing is there were a number of kind of side stories evidenced from our mail, these yellow ones. But I'm not sure. It's been a while. We've kind of been ignoring them. There's some that have this lambda, and there's some that have a V. So let's go back. And there's also the pizza. Okay, so this is the first one. We did that. That's where we first got the companion cube. And then Lake Knot City companion cube. I think this is a repeat of the pizza delivery or something. Or, yeah. I don't know. Bring him pizza. Yes. Track down a chip with a weird... Okay. Distribution center south of Lake Knot City. So we could do that. And there is another cube quest. And this is a repeat of the one talking about the chip. As well as something related to cosplay. Okay. So what we'll do is... Oh, look at that. I never noticed, but if we just mouse over ourselves, we can see all of our stats, and that actually tells us something about how the game works. Balance is a stat. Carrying capacity, of course. Resistance to unconscious. Lung capacity. Balance recovery. Not super informative, but it's good to know what the numbers are that affect our performance. Unfortunately, in order to get to where those quests are, we would have to enter a private shelter and teleport, and thus lose all of our stuff, or essentially trek back through all of this territory that we've already been through. I'm kind of considering we're still in the area, and generally if there's a point of no return, the game does a good job of warning us. We could probably press on and then just kind of come back later when we're all powerful and built up and take on some of those side objectives. I'm just don't really want to lose the momentum we have pushing into this region, but let's see where the next quest is going to take us before we make any decisions.
That's armor for your shoulders and legs. The downside is that you won't be able to carry cargo on top of it. You'll have to weigh the pros and cons.
Pros, carrying less, or pros is taking slightly less damage from things, which right now has never been an issue. Oh, that's right, and we learned that the issue with lethal weapons is, of course, they leave bodies and they can cause void outs, so it's good to avoid. So we'll not be taking lethal weapons with us ever. It's kind of odd that they're even in the game. But maybe there's a specific point where they are useful, or a very specific situation. Yes, so this is going to have us trekking even further into unexplored territory. And at the moment, I'm kind of more interested in that than tackling these gimmicky side objectives, especially when it means so much backtracking and rebuilding our stuff, and we don't even have a private room available to teleport back, even if we wanted to. So we'll continue with the main quest for now.
Sam, the distro center north of Mountain Knot City's put in an urgent request. One of their staff is in critical condition following that accident I told you about. I don't know what kind of injuries he sustained, but they're asking us to deliver blood products. This is a life or death situation. Get the cargo there before it's too late.
Conveniently, the "it's too late" cutoff is 40 minutes after we accept this. So let's make sure... Well, there's nothing we can really do I'm not sure there's anything we need to fabricate. I do want to get rid of some things that we don't want, like assault rifle. We have a nice replacement pair of fresh boots, full climbing ladder, some anti-BT handguns. So we'll go ahead and put this assault rifle back. Actually, can we recycle here? Yes. I never want to use an assault rifle if I can avoid it. Mashing A as fast as we can. Let's fabricate one of those non-lethal assault rifles. Just one for now. We have our trusty Strand. If we ever feel like... if we ever run out of ammo. So, taking that order and trying as best we can to make our way on our trike.
Remember, Sam, review your gear and bring only what you need to make it to your destination as fast as possible.
That was the plan, Die Hardman. Do you prefer Die Hardman or Die Hard Man?
Thank you for your contribution.
Let's plot a course. Look at that. There's a line already. I wonder where that line comes from. Oh, very nice. It seems we will avoid timefall, which it's a bit meta-gamey to predict this. Probably means we will encounter mules or just very difficult terrain. So maybe if we more or less follow this line, it'll be a good way to go. More or less. And then where do we go? We will have to figure it out from here. What the best way through all this water is. Let's be off. Bridges staff expected to die in. Wow. Then the timer isn't just time to quest failure. It actually tells us the consequences of failure. That's nice to see. Or that's a nice touch. It makes it seem just a little bit more meaningful. Sounds like a rock slide. Indeed, it is. First time I think we've seen that. I didn't know it was a thing that could happen. Maybe this is the main threat of this area.
I wonder if anyone's watching.
No, Sam. I don't think many people are watching this, and that's okay. Looks just a bit menacing. Black ground. You know what that means. Could be in BT territory. Looks like we mostly skirt the forest here. Believe it or not, there we go.
Heads up, Sam.
We're just
Looks
gonna...
like you've tripped an intrusion sensor.
Yeah,
To be clear, these sensors react to you, not to your cargo. Be careful. Trouble may be on the
the
way.
intrusion sensor... We were supposed to be able to, that's how they get you. Wheels up. And boost. Wheels up. So they can chuck those things at us and disable the bike, trike, what have you. We were supposed to be able to ping to counteract the intrusion sensors. Maybe I just didn't do it at the right time. How deep is this?
Sam, we're thinking you ran afoul of a local terrorist cell. Former mules who took a turn for the worse. Stealing cargo doesn't do it for them anymore. Mayhem and destruction are their drugs of choice now. But you didn't give them the satisfaction. You kept your cargo safe. Great work. I doubt you've seen the last of them, though. So keep your eyes peeled, huh?
From the map, it wasn't clear how deep that water was going to be. We've encountered a stream that was barely the width of Sam, yet was red depth and swept us right off of our feet. It makes route planning a little bit more difficult. But this route worked out quite well for us. We did get just a little bit lucky in finding a path through the mules. That was a little bit, little sloppy, a little careless of me, but can't argue with results, can we? We can, but please don't. And there's a private room here, so teleporting is an option. Unless we get locked into some sort of activity.
Thank you so much. Our med team should have no trouble patching him up now. You're a lifesaver. I can't believe how fast you were. Hey, watch yourself out there. You're ashamed to lose someone with your skills. Wasn't an accident, by the way. It was an attack. Someone slipped explosives into a parcel we processed. Separatist assholes think this land is theirs for the taking. They may be right. Any one of us could have handled that package. Fuck me. We have to be more careful. Beef up our security. At least we didn't lose anyone this time. Thank you, Sam. Really. I hear the chiral network is coming along. You think the signal's strong enough to reach us here? I hope so. Give it a try, huh?
So that is probably why they gave us these new guns. There's a new kind of type of mule that isn't interested on simply taking our cargo, but actually causing us and our cargo harm. We actually got shot at. So that's one reason that our strand might not cut it anymore. If they keep their distance and just shoot at us, we would have to close the distance somehow. We'll just have to see how effective the non-lethal assault rifle is.
Sam, with the help of the chiral network, we've recovered experimental data which should provide a boost to our ongoing research and development initiatives. As a matter of fact, we've already made one breakthrough that can be applied to our weapons programs. Hematic rounds, anti-BT ammunition that utilizes the unique properties of your own blood. However, it's important to remember that with each shot fired, you'll be expending a small quantity of your own blood. And depending on the situation, you may be better off switching back to conventional ammo. Further details can be found in the list of equipment available for fabrication.
Already we have level 2.
It worked? Oh, that's great. We've been starving for info. And if we run into any more trouble, we can get the word out sooner. I can't thank you enough.
All right, Sam. There aren't any more stops to make before Mountain Knot City. But this last leg will be the hardest yet. Rest up at the private room and check your gear before you set out.
Your work is greatly appreciated.
Amelie!
Higgs and his people came. They finally reached Knot City. There's no escape for me now. Everyone's dead, the city's destroyed, and what's left is crawling with BTs. They're everywhere.
Where's your Kipu?
But I was able to sneak away and reach out to you. This might be our last chance to talk like this. I just wanted you to know that I'm safe. For now. Promise me you'll keep building the chiral network. It's our only hope for the future. It's my only hope for freedom. And when you've finished, we can go back east together.
Amelie, your Kipu, where is it?
Sam, I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
Go through the usual routine of stocking up. Oh, can we actually take cryptobiotes? We can eat them. I don't think we need them. We got some new messages. Charles Kahn. No way stations an island. To the super honorable Mr. Sam Bridges, it gives me great pleasure to report that the way station patch-up job went off without a hitch. That stuff you brought us was just what we needed, man. And now we're part of the network too. No way station is an island, not anymore. We can talk to HQ over on the East Coast just like if they were here in the room. Which is, that's how we heard those rumors about Central were true. Totally wiped out, huh? Damn. And if you hadn't been there, the UCA's plans would have gone down the tubes. Glad that didn't happen. Keep on keeping on, and don't stop till you hit the ocean. I think a lot of these messages say keep on keeping on. I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Thanks for saving our buddy. Sam, you showed up in the nick of time. I'd just about given up on our guy Langdon, but he's on the mend now thanks to you. Should be back to work before long, but in the meantime I'll have to cover for him. Don't worry, he knows that he owes you his life. He'll probably be sending you a message to thank you himself soon enough. If I'm being honest though, it was his own damn fault. An old pro like him shouldn't be letting explosives slip by right under his nose. He should know how clever these damn terrorists are getting. Oh, and thanks for connecting us to the chiral network. We're getting a lot more data from the outside world now, and that alone has given morale a pretty big boost. And the printer? It's the icing on the cake. Can't print everything, though, of course. We'll be relying on you, porters, for a good while yet. Keep up the good work. And one more interview. Hartman, near-death experience. Until relatively recently, death could only be studied from the perspective of an external observer, as the experience of one's own death could not be communicated to another. A collaborative investigation of the phenomenon was fundamentally impossible. But through the examination of subjects in near-death states and the cataloging of their experiences, we have at last been able to bring the scientific method to bear on this most final of frontiers. Even those in a state of so-called brain death exhibit signs of consciousness. What could this possibly mean? Moreover, why do some on the brink of death report out-of-body experiences? Furthermore, why do so many of those who have such experiences describe the same sensations of being beckoned towards a distant light? Many had argued that these commonalities were evidence of an objective reality, of a place beyond life. If nothing else, they at least suggested that death was not an instantaneous change of states, but a process. The beach has since proven much of this beyond a doubt, and the dead rising again as BTs through necrosis demonstrates this process in action. The place beyond life is no longer a theoretical possibility. Its existence must be taken as incontrovertible fact. Let us consider our next steps. So, back to the map, actually. Clearly there is, well, we can't get it at this terminal, but can I see the map from here? Yes. No. No. Interesting. Can I do it? Nope. Well. Let's leave the private room for now.
Back off. Back off! Don't do it! What's that?
Hey Sam, I have some new info you should hear. Recently recovered thanks to your efforts to expand the chiral network. It concerns BBs. I dug this up on my own, just to be clear. No one ordered me to look. And if anyone asked, put it all on me. No need for you to deal with any blowback. You were just listening to me ramble on the wire, okay? Anyway, it looks like Bridges wasn't the first to bring back BB tech. It was a group of separatists. Terrorists opposed to UCA expansion, according to the records. They started using them about 3 years ago. Right around the time Bridges 1 was putting plans in place to head west. Seems these separatists were having trouble with BTs too, and figured that if they could track them, they might be able to steer them into our path. when Bridges caught wind of this, the decision was made to fight fire with fire, to start using BBs as a countermeasure. It's possible yours was commissioned for that very purpose, a fact I think someone may have tried to conceal, judging by the absence of BB-28's service record. I always found it strange that we were so willing to utilize technology we barely understood. Now we know why. We've been aping methods and techniques employed by others from the start. There's more you should know. It's about the original Bridge Baby experiments. Piecing together what little I could find, it looks like they started around the time of the Death Stranding. They were conducted on the island of Manhattan off the East Coast, which was completely and utterly obliterated by what was almost certainly a void out. Back then, these experiments had the full support and approval of the American government. It's all just guesswork, but I suspect the BB program was conceived to help gain a better understanding of the nature of the Death Stranding. However, due to ethical and safety concerns, public opinion was strongly against the program. Still, they pressed on, and in their desperation to make sense of the greatest disaster of their age, I think they caused another. I should also mention that the president himself was killed in the blast. It was after his death, when he was succeeded by then Vice President Strand, that the experiments were suspended by executive decree. Documents were shredded, facilities were decommissioned, and every effort was made to pretend that BBs had never even existed. Which begs the question how some random separatist group was capable of resurrecting the tech decades later. I'll let you know if I turn up anything enlightening.
Sam, check the delivery terminal and review the list of orders.
So we could take a pause here on the main quest and go tackle some of those side objectives, which, if the trend continues, mostly just gives us new accessories, which I'm not super interested in. We should definitely do them eventually, but I don't really want to lose our momentum all the way, making our way to Mountain Knot City. So I think we will continue.
The people of Mountain Knot City have a pressing problem that needs to be addressed. A tar-like substance has been bubbling up from beneath the ground near them. They're seeing more of it by the minute, and it won't be long before it spreads into the city. There have already been reports of ejecta inside the outer walls. If nothing is done, the whole city might be swallowed by a sea of tar in the near future. There's an order from Mountain Knot City. Check the details on the delivery terminal.
First, we have level 2 assault rifle. So we'll swap that out.
That firearm can be loaded with hematic rounds. It's fitted with a dot sight as well. Should improve your aim.
So it doesn't need we don't need the anti-BT rifle, then. Can both of these be anti-BT? Rubber hematic rounds. Yes. So we could just take the non-lethal one. And then let's actually take 2 of them because we have 2 well, actually, what about even more? 3, because that'll replace 1 of our assault rifles and then the 2 anti-BT rifles that we have. It's our main BT fighting tool instead of grenades. So I think I do want to take a fairly good amount of them, and we'll replace the anti-BT handguns. Or recycle them. Nope. Sit through the worst cutscene in the entire game because it's unskippable. Well, while we're here, we might as well go visit the firing range. Probably has something to do with the new guns. You can complete these with perfect stealth. Bola gun. So they're called terrorists now, are they? Probably. They're not showing up. I hear them, but we're not getting, they're not getting highlighted. And we have to curb stomp them. I mean, that was a bit weak. They're up on the walls. Reload. Can't kick them while they're while we're crouched. You really just get back up? I'm anticipating the kick, but really gotta wait until we see the prompt. Can I recover health? No, just energy. Doing the best job here of taking damage. Oh. One's behind us. Doesn't really stick to cover. This is not Metal Gear Solid. Completely. Yeah, I had a little bit of trouble seeing where they are. Wow, there's a lot of them. Don't have high hopes for this run. Won't they come and try to find us? Wrong shoulder. There's one in the room. That was risky. That was risky. Looks like we passively regenerate a little bit of blood. The timer is counting down, so we can't just go at a leisurely pace. They can see us all the way across the map. And they're not rushing us, they're keeping their distance. guess that counts. Oh, wow. We need another gun. Drop this one. I'd love to rush them, but they will resist. They will shoot me when I try to go do that. So we might not be able to get to the guys on top in time. Oh, where did the other one go? Did he despawn? Maybe. Or maybe he ran down. Gave us some blood bags. I could have made better use of those. Got a little bit low there. And we have another eliminate all terrorists. This time with some real firepower. Ah, and we can choose the ammo type. I was wondering how we did that. Oh, no, 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 Sam. That is making short work of them. Thought I had a little bit more time than that. That's okay. Well, they can take cover. All I can do is crouch. It said it had a laser sight or a red dot or something. I'm not sure if there is actually a way to zoom in. Oh! And Sam is doing that thing where he's actually moving opposite the direction I'm pressing for a short time. I'm not sure why the game is so frequently doing that, but it happens after a fall. Oh, it's okay, they'll wait patiently for us to reload. I'm not sure what's going on there. I had ammo, he just kind of put the gun away. Yeah, I'm not sure what that red dot sight comment was about. If there isn't a way to zoom in, all I can do is, as far as I know, is aim with L. Not really maneuvering around. Oh. Why are we not shooting? It actually... It's so detailed that it considers whether there's actually room for your gun to come up. But not so detailed as to have the way the ammo conservation works make any kind of sense in terms of realism. One more. Well, once again, we are all caught up on firing range drills, data, and mail, and I think we'll leave off here. Next time we'll go and make the final, hopefully the final leg of the Mountain Knot City adventure here, and we'll make our way all the way to Mountain Knot City. So, see you next time.